Yeah. Here. I'm just gonna do the change announcement. Yes, honey, I know. I'm still moving around because I'm chilly. I'm a chilly figgy. Yeah, settle down. Whew. Hey. Hey. Alright, I took my meds. I have tea. I got sustenance. And I just chill. Hey. So what are we calling it today?
In the Christmas spirits.
So, uh-oh. Hold on.
I was going to say not ready for Christmas.
Blue Sky lied to me. Give me a minute. It said I was on Figgy. I'm still logged into a different account. Hold on. It just went to Figgy's page. Okay. Alright, so it's episode 3.
It's episode 3.
And what are we calling it?
2 Beans in the Holiday Spirit.
I'm spelling it holiday because I'm a dork. No tagline after.
That's it. That's all I have, really.
There's no we are thankful. There's no
No.
we are spirited. We are
No, probably not ready is what I was thinking about.
we are not ready. Okay. I'll just say we are not ready. Oh, crumbs. It didn't give me your here. Let me know when you're live because if I put it
We are live.
Okay, good. Because if I try to do the link card before you're live, it just does the generic Twitch card, which is not what we want.
Yeah, that's not what we want.
Okay, episode 003. Actually, why don't we call 2 Beans in the Holiday Spirit? No dwarves today. Maybe
Okay.
dwarves later, but too much information and just what are you doing, child? Whatever you think is biting you is not there. You have no pests. You keep not letting me comb you, so yeah, you keep having weird things because your fur's starting to get matted, dum-dum.
I think my...
So, episode 3, 2 Beans and the Holiday Spirit, we are not ready. That's it. Just... QG has been postponed. That's what I'll just put. Done. Uh-oh, that was me. Oh, I forgot to plug it. Sorry. I knew I forgot something.
Boop, 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 boop.
Yeah. Oh, now she's all mad because she's getting courted. Sorry, little one. I know. I knew I forgot something. It's gonna be so much easier when we get you in the other room.
Yep.
Okay. I just have to. Alright. Say something for me?
Say something for you.
Okay. I don't have the reverb. I just want to make sure. Who has the plague mask again?
Who has a flag mask?
Plague mask. This.
Oh, that's Nellowhead.
Okay. So many names to learn.
Yeah.
I posted in the live streams. What is going on with you, little one? I think the weather's been so weird. Now she's just like, why is it so chilly?
Oh, my cold. You're chewing on your fur.
Hey, I don't claim to be a cat reader. I just know that she really wants head scratches right now. Alrighty.
You're not a cat whisperer?
No. I am cat friend, but I am not cat whisperer. Why? Am I? Oh, it's an ad. I'm like, what on earth is all this financial stuff? You don't care about financial stuff. Why does Twitch reset the screen all the time? It is so annoying. How do I bring chat back up? Oh, this is so dumb. Oh, there. No, that's whispers. I have to do the watch now. That's what I forgot. I hate being rushed because I don't do the steps right. Are you happier now, little one, that you've shed all over my navy blue sweatshirt? You have marked me with your scent and your fur? I think you have. So, we have no plan. I know that.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want me to just prattle on about the studio while you try to show some donuts down your hole?
Sounds like a plan.
Hey, somebody stop by. Hello, whoever you are. Thank you for joining us. We are eating donuts and drinking tea right now. It's been a slow to start day. And I have Kitty in my lap who has decided she needs to shed all over everything. Oh my goodness. So the Stu Berry soon to be studio. I still have, I think, 6 longs or so, maybe 9 of comics I gotta get out of there, but I can't do it until I get the one shelf together upstairs. So I'm sorry about that, but I did start putting together the new media rack, and I should definitely have that done by next week. So you can start putting some of the action figures and stuff up for that one corner you want to shoot in. And when I get the rest of my longs out, we still haven't brought down the metal unit that you were gonna put stuff in because we took out the dresser after all, right?
Yep.
And I still want a diggy if we can later. I know
Okay.
we're not going to be necessarily digging in the festival sense, but I still want a dwarf today if that's possible.
I think
It
that's
doesn't
possible.
have to be while we're streaming out. It can be later or whatever. Trying to think. Anyway, so yeah. So the Stewberry soon to be studio. We are making progress on that. I think we talked about the modem the last time. The modem's all set up. And we have tested the Wi-Fi, and unlike our old modem, which we were keeping as a backup just in case something happened, we are getting perfectly clear Wi-Fi signal in the Stewberry. So he'll be able to not have to worry about that. Because that was one of the problems that we were having before. And we just need to get his desk stuff moved over and whatever. We're going to put the entertainment unit thing together. And I think we're taking that one chair out, right? The rocker. Even though I have no place to put it just yet.
I think so, yeah.
I still want my leather chair back, but it is what it is. Maybe we'll find another one someday. But trying to think what else still needs. You have to start going through stuff. I set that one little foldy table up so you have a place to go through stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You haven't put any of the stuff back on. I could call it by the person's name, right? The
Sure.
desk.
Sure.
Okay, Mike's desk. I still haven't put anything up in Mike's desk. That's where most of his orcs and stuff are going to be. And you haven't really told me where you want to have the white bookshelf and what you're actually going to put on there. I think you're going to have your scripts and stuff on the bottom, for the most part. But I have no idea what you have planned for that because we really haven't talked about the bookshelf very much.
Never have it. I haven't really given it that much thought.
Oh, the Yule tree. We got to decorate that because that's in there. The little baby one. I don't know when we're going to do that. Probably within the next 2 weeks. We still have to do the stupid window dressing switcheroo, which is turning out to be more of a pain in the butt. I think with all those holes from all the previous residents, that we could find something that fit the same, line up with the same holes. But no. So weird. But anyway, yeah. So I gotta get those up too, and then we can move the metal things. Unless you decide to flank the white bookcase with the metal storage pieces. That was something I realized you might want to be doing, and I hadn't even thought of it the other day. You still wanted the blue. We can paint that, by the way.
Yeah.
Do you have a color you'd like it to be?
It's fine blue.
Well, it doesn't go with anything in there, but it wouldn't take long to do. And we do. I think we still have yellow paint. If you want me to do it yellow for you, I can paint it up. No?
Maybe a lavender or purple.
Oh, you want us to go out and buy paint, when it's winter and an oil budget. Brilliant.
How about no?
How about not this year?
Okay, let's do it not this year.
I really thought you would have been like, oh, we have yellow paint? That's awesome. No. You decided it's lavender. Out of nowhere. Oh, boys. You're not going to say what I'm thinking. Yes, little one, you're still not, am I being too loud? And you're like, I want to nap in the slap. And you're just prattling on. Yeah.
Prattle.
I am prattling. Oh, and the metal shelving one that we said was going to fit in that corner where one of the two French doors opens into the studio. So you could put some of your big prop stuff in there for storage. And then on top, I guess you'll put stuff like the vacuum form pinhead and stuff like that. That was a vacuum form, right?
There it was.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I used to do theatrical props, so we kind of have some crossover with prop work between the two of us. Yes, little one. I'm still petting you. Yes, I am. You are seriously fussy buckets. Full moon was, 3 days ago now? New moon is very far away. Yeah, we have 3 kitties, and one of them is a new moon kitty. That's when he goes bananas. So he's his own his own drumbeat, as they say. So, alright, you done shedding on me yet? Because I'm already having breathing problems like a kid. Ugh. I think I covered everything for the progress report for the Stewberry.
I think you did.
If I forgot anything, I'm sorry. When are you doing your next art stream?
I think I was supposed to do it.
Oh, did you like skip one? Well,
I
you,
did.
you got held over at work this week too.
I
So.
did, and I don't think I fully recovered from that yet. So I've been kind of
No.
like,
Because they need you to do a full shift, not just a half.
yeah.
So that was a full double. I'm trying to think. Let me look at my calendar. Because I still think we should diggy today. Just because I like being more. Why does my calendar say posting notices on the 1st?
You're posting a notice?
Is that when we're officially asking people to start sending in their darkest timeline predictions, maybe?
Oh, I think so, yes.
Okay, so I guess next Friday, the 1st, we were gonna do a bean stream or something. I think that's what it was. Yeah, we said we were gonna do a bean stream. We were gonna give everybody notice about the darkest timeline predictions.
But you don't have to wait. Nobody has to wait
Well,
until...
I mean, it is.
You can give your darkest timeline predictions now if you want to.
I mean, it's not like it's that far off. It's tomorrow. What time were we gonna stream
24
tomorrow?
little hours. What time are we going to stream tomorrow?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, we could just do Diggy tomorrow if you really don't want to today because you got other stuff. I don't really know what.
Okay. Figure it out.
I'm always up for Diggy. You know that.
I know you are. So, yeah, I'm going to...
Finish a sentence. That would be great.
I'm going to put some predictions out there. I think.
Already?
For next year, so to give people an idea of what to do. Because this is the darkest timeline.
Okay, I don't think you should do 2 many, like maybe 3.
I was thinking 1.
Oh, okay. Well, you said predictions. That's plural, so.
Yeah, it is plural.
It is.
It is more than 1, but it's something like to give an example.
Now, where do we want them to do that? Does it matter? Do you want them only sent to you on Discord, or can they do the YouTube? Can they do Twitch, wherever?
Yes, they can do whatever.
Okay, whatever. All right.
I'm kind of good at it now for some strange reason.
Good at what?
Gathering up all the information.
Well, you were being really vague, so.
I'm pretty good at gathering up all the information from all sources. So, I just did it with the Halloween costume.
Oh, can we talk about
Contest.
Dying Bird at some point today?
You talk about whatever you like.
Okay, I definitely want to talk about that if we're doing a 2 Beans and a Mic today, so I'm warning you.
We are doing it.
Okay, so you're getting better at going to all the various web mini homes.
Mm-hmm.
They're like vacation homes. And picking up what people leave for breadcrumbs.
Yeah.
Okay, so, and you have your link tree on Twitch, right? So they can order. Well, you should have your link tree pretty much everywhere at this point. I know you have it on your Discord, right?
Link trees on Discord. Link trees in the about on my Twitch. It's in the about on my YouTube. It is on Blue Sky, and it is on the Bird.
The bird. We're all eating the bird. Okay, so hopefully folks will start sending them in.
If you want to talk about the Bird, we can talk about the Bird.
Now, do we want can they do it anonymously, or do we want to know who they are when they do their predictions?
I'd like to know who you are so I can put something with, the tag, so that when we get in touch with you next year about how your prediction either came true or gladly did not come true, because we are not in the darkest timeline, hopefully.
We really need like a sentence that just sums up what this thing really is about, because there's probably some people who are like, I don't really understand this, I'm not going to do this. They really need to understand.
Yeah, probably.
So, are we going to do that? You want people to make a prediction for next year, but we don't want it to come true, because whatever that prediction is, it would only be if we had the darkest timeline.
Yeah.
Okay.
Your darkest timeline prediction.
Yeah. Which, if you are a pessimist and you believe you are living in the darkest timeline, it's all the same. So
just make your best prediction then.
Just make your best prediction then. Yes. There it is. So, and when did you say you're doing your next art stream?
Very soon.
I can't schedule very soon. It's really hard to help, keep you active communication-wise with your audience, so that they know when they can pop by and be like, hey, cute. Oh, you silly. Okay, so soon. Soon it didn't say being soon.
Yes.
Anybody who gets that reference, you better say so in comments or something, because I'm not that old. And that reference isn't that old. Okay. So are we gonna try to do? Is noon? I know you said noon was a good time for you, but it just seems like, is it because you? What I'm worried about is your sleep schedule is still so skewed, and it's going to continue to be skewed this month because you have another week of training where your schedule is going to be completely.
I got another week of training. Yay!
So should we just say, instead of yes, we'll definitely be digging on Thursdays, we're going to be streaming, we just don't know what, so it'll just be like potpourri or something?
Yeah, let's do that.
All right, so for the rest of the year, we're just going to do potpourri for Thursdays. Or what's in the box. I guess what's in the box is kind of getting a little overdone as a meme lately.
Yeah.
What do you
Gwyneth Paltrow's head. Everybody knows that. Spoiler alert.
You're supposed to say that before you review the review.
Oh, that's how you do it.
Yeah,
So I was supposed to do spoiler alert. Spoiler alert.
Close your ears and count to 5 if you don't want to hear this. Yeah.
Yeah, it's Gwyneth Paltrow's head. Spoiler alert. Bruce Willis was dead all along.
Stop. You have to give them a chance to not listen. You can't just do spoiler and then keep burbling like a brook. Alright, I'm trying to schedule here. Alright, so what are we going to call it? We're not calling it potpourri. We're definitely not calling it what's in the box. How about just rando stream?
Okay.
No?
We could do rando stream.
If you don't like it, let's come up with a better name.
Takahashi Tower?
That's really ass long, okay?
If you get that reference from everybody's favorite Christmas movie, Die Hard.
I didn't even know that people were still pretending it wasn't at this point.
The world's favorite Christmas movie.
Okay, world is a little, America biased, but
Scott Alan Rickman. Of course, it's the world's favorite.
Rickman, man, that was a loss. Now I have his dad.
I sad.
For him, yes, a sad.
Yeah.
Because that's deep. That's a deep sad. There's no room for any other sads other than having that sad. Okay.
And he played Richard III.
Wait, what? Oh, shut up. We are not doing a Rickman's best hits right now.
Here I am with the brain the size of a planet.
I'm trying to make some progress here. This is what I live with, everybody. If you think our house is clean, you are foolish. And this is exactly why I cannot get this person to focus for more than 2 minutes.
This is why what should have been like a 2-week setup for the studio has been taking, what, now 4 months?
Well, I mean, I thought it was going to take about a month and a half, to be honest, just because you had a very heavy work schedule, and you were, because when we started this, you didn't even have that job. Just to be clear, okay? Just to be clear, you didn't even have this job, your current job, when we started it. And we started it because you were like, well, I got all this free time.
I'm going to be streaming all the time.
I'm going to stream all the time. I'm like, well, then
somebody needs to sleep around here.
Yeah, somebody needs to sleep when you suddenly decide now it's time to sing a song really damn loud. There were... yeah. Oh, boys. And I admit, yeah, I'm sorry everybody who does like the songs, because that is my fault, because I just was like, dude, I can't sleep when you sing because you're so freaking loud. Even with doors closed and stuff, we tried, and that's why it had to be the room that we're putting it in, because it was on that or the garage, which is no electricity going to it and no heat, so that was shut down very quickly as a suggestion, but it has been threatened more than once when he's been dragging his butt about getting the studio set up. So, we still haven't picked a name for the next, because we can't do it at noon on the 14th, because that's one of your training days. We probably should not have moved to noon so fast.
Probably.
So what do you want to do? Because it's hard for people to follow you if they have no idea when your ass is going to be doing stuff.
I was going to be doing stuff. Yeah, I understand, and I have to actually admit, because I used to have a regular schedule and, pretty much days when I was going to stream, but job. This job that I have is just so freaking unpredictable, and I have been kind of putting off even collabs and things like that, because...
Well, especially the collabs, because you had at least one that I remember you couldn't do. And I had no way... You didn't warn me, so I couldn't even, try to get a hold of the person and be like, he's stuck at work.
Yeah, it's...
Now, I had mentioned, since we're on this topic about your unpredictable schedule, that, I could try to do some kind of a fill-in when you have something scheduled and you just can't make it because you get held or whatever. But you're going to have to do what I've been asking you to do for months, which is teach me how to set everything up for a stream. So, that's all on you at this point. I mean, I can do the stream and have no record of it. because I have no idea what I'm doing. But it would break your pattern of, whenever you have a stream thing going, you always put it up elsewhere. Will you stop fussing, little? Oh my gosh, just as. All right, princess, fine. You get the whole lap, and I just can't get anything done today because you're in my lap. I know, you're the old lady. We don't know how much longer we're going to have you. I know. You're going to be 20. 20. You're going to be ancient in kitty time.
I don't know why I keep thinking she's already 20 and she's going to be 21.
Because she's hitting that. We had the same thing with Kira, though. Because, I mean, technically, Kira, she went at pretty much exactly the same time. When we lost her.
Mm-hmm.
So I can kind of see it. And the other difference is that, unlike Kira, who I had adopted, because before you and I even met, she was barely a year old when I adopted her. And so by the time you met her, she was already up there. She was already oldish, but she wasn't as old as this one. And I know that's part of what's throwing you off, because in your mind, she got adopted. Excuse me, I'm so sorry. She got adopted after the boys, but one, not very long after the boys, and two, she was already 13 and a half then. Mm-hmm. So it's different. It's very different. And she really has slowed down abruptly, which is, part of why I've been really trying to pamper her, but there are days when I'm
she's slowed down, but she's become more vocal.
Well, yeah, and the vocal thing is problematic in its own right, but she's definitely gotten more demanding. That's for sure. But and then the joke is she could be. I mean, because with Kira, we thought she was going like a year before she actually did.
Yeah.
And she just started sleeping all the time. And it wasn't like, she was frisky kitty until she wasn't. It's just, she never used to sleep so much. It was like somebody just hit a switch and she just kind of went into Rapunzel mode. Which is its own thing. And you're like, okay, mama, that's enough stroking. Just let me be here now and take your body heat. Okay. Now, when we adopted Lady Sylvie, we knew she had health problems. She had surgery before because of a blockage in her intestinals. So we knew it could be any time, especially once we found out how old she really was. But she's been a love and a help, and we're going to miss her no matter what, whenever it is. So there's that, and you keep distracting me from talking about the important stuff, which is when people can watch your stream again.
Hey, if I had my way, I would be streaming all the time. So.
Well, that's great, but we're not talking about Fantasyland, sir. We're talking about reality, so adult up. Pick something, and then we decide what's going to happen. And like I said, if worse comes to worse, just until this whole schedule weirdness, settles down, I can always just pinch hit if I have to. On whatever days,
Mm-hmm.
But I have no idea how to. I mean, I know it's not overly complicated. It's just that right now, if you put me in front of a computer and we're like, stream, I'd be like, just shoot me. Because I have no idea where any of this stuff is. I kind of know the names of the programs or whatever, but I've never actually physically done it. It would be like taking somebody to a bakery and saying, make me a French bread. You know what I mean? And they have the ingredients in the building. You know what I mean? Like, they kind of have an idea that there's bread involved and maybe yeast and stuff. But it could take them all day and they still might not have bread.
Let alone the French. French bread.
French bread. Mm-hmm.
And to drink. Peru.
Peru. So yeah, and you have to make time for that. So, but I do prefer digging, even when we can't diggy, because I know there's actually some quests that aren't festival related where you do get to dig too, which is wonderful. Because me, I just like diggy holes. Okay, she's finally settling down. That's good. I mean, if you want, we could still dwarf today. Just, I had to eat something. Just, my blood sugar's lower than low. Hey.
Yeah. Hey.
I'm fixing in China.
Hey.
You got a chance to eat your brunch. I'm trying to eat mine. You got to fill in now.
I got to fill in now?
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about the Bird app.
Oh, you wait till now. Go ahead. I just hate you right now.
So 16 years ago, 16 long years ago.
How long was it?
16 long years ago. I think it was even earlier. I was a really early adopter.
Well, you can just go look at the stupid app right now, and it tells you when you joined, and you would be able to do the math.
Oh, that's the anniversary for this account. This account was always my kind of like work account.
Wait.
Not.
You used a college nickname for a work account?
Yeah.
There are no words. Keep talking.
I wanted the 3-letter username, and my original was my real name. My original Twitter account was my full real name. And
which is not 3 letters, yes.
And I wanted the 3-letter, and I just missed the boat on getting a 3-letter username. Because they were all taken. Or they stopped allowing it. There were a few single-letter usernames out there for a while, and I don't think any of them even exist anymore.
No.
So I added the T and got a 4-letter username, which people, if you don't realize like how having 4-letter username is kind of cool. It's because I don't think they exist anymore.
I've never actively looked for any, so I don't know. I didn't really bother with the Bird for the longest time.
I've had a lot of people try to get my name from me.
Of course.
On Twitter. And I think it's just because it's a 4-letter thing. It also is QT. Or cute.
There are those who understand that less characters in a Bird username is a status kind of thing because history.
So this is my new account. The QT account is the new account. The original one, which I don't even have anymore, which I recently had them destroy, was my actual name. From there, it had always been. I had celebrity follows, and I followed celebrities. It was all this big, huge, like hodgepodge thing. Everybody was following everybody early on, which I thought was great. Somebody mentioned that if you had 10,000 followers or more, you something special happened. I don't even remember what it is. It's just been this elusive thing to me. It's been this giant elusive thing to me, and
So elusive, you can't even put the words to it, apparently. Holy Christmas.
To get to 10,000 followers. I got to 8,000, a little over 8,000 at the time, and I just was like in that limbo for years. I kind of discarded Twitter for about 10 years. I think it was 10 years.
I have no idea. I don't keep track of your social medias. That was never my job or my hobby.
But yeah, for about a better part of a decade, I really didn't use Twitter. It was really just this kind of like thing that I had. I would always like go in there. I would do a tweet every now and again and everything like that. And I had pretty much lost all the followers that I had. Either they'd moved on or something else happened. But out of the 8,000, I think the lowest I ever got was down to 300.
I didn't keep track, so don't look at me.
So something like 300. And I had that for a number of years. And I'd always still wondered, like, what would have happened if I hit 10,000.
Well, since I have no idea what you were talking about at the beginning of this about the 10,000 marker, I don't even know what significance it has.
Right. I don't know what it is either. I don't know. It could be nothing.
Why? Were people acting like if you got to 10,000, something magical happened? I mean,
it was like, that was like the prestige marker of like...
Oh, so you're saying it's like the 10K club or some stupidity. Yeah. Bragging rights just for bragging rights' sake.
And...
So, most of the social media influencers in today's age got it.
Before the current owner bought Twitter and destroyed it, I became a streamer, and I became very active with Twitter, and I'd already built up a fairly decent size. I think I was at 2,000 at the time. Art community through Twitter, where artists would show off their work and stuff like that, and I wasn't really even showing off my work or anything that I was drawing. I was just basically just kind of following them and seeing what people were up to. But I think I had like 2,000 when I became a streamer. And it wasn't until I think I reached like 7,000 or even 8,000, might have been 8,000, that the current owner bought Twitter and destroyed it. And I've literally been, for the past year now since he's owned it, just basically in this like holding pattern around 8,000, which, if you recall, I just said that the highest I ever made was 8,000 before. So I'm in like this kind of limbo, 8,000 limbo.
I mean, to me, the numerics of it is just stupid. I'm sorry. I have a hard enough time just making sure that I follow my friends, actual people, whether they're internet friends, in the sense of we haven't really met in real life, but we've been friends on the internet for years, or real life people that I also, interact with on the internet, like real life, close location wise. I'm not saying that everybody else is fake. Anyway, I I have a hard enough time sometimes weeding through stuff because that's the one thing that always has driven me crazy about stuff like that. Whether it was, back in MySpace days or, and you even experienced it with Facebook to a degree. And then, of course, Twitter and now even in Blue Sky. There's no easy way for you to toggle on and off preferences. Do you know what I mean? So I can't set a certain number, and I guess I should suggest this to the Blue Sky folks, but you can't set a toggle so that like everybody that primarily posts about gaming gets one toggle. Everybody that is a close associate of you gets a different toggle. You know what I mean? There's no way to do that. And I know people are like, well, if it's really important, they'll just send you an email or text you or whatever,
Yeah.
But it just it's not necessarily that it's important. It's just that it's something that I would have liked to have seen. You know what I mean? That they post, because that's the other problem that a lot of folks have now is they don't remember where they posted something. Because they're on so many social medias, and yeah, okay, you're more likely to do video on these places or pictures on these places kind of thing. But most social medias now are multimedia. So you don't even get that separation anymore. And so for the art, aspects in my life, like I said, I don't know where they did it. What is it on Snapchat? Is it online? Is it on, there's so many places it could be. And it just gets exhausting trying to follow all that stuff because there's nothing worse than somebody saying, hey, did you see what I posted? And it's like, you go through the line. Okay, where? So at least, you know which one it was, when, how far back do I have to scroll? Because that's the funny thing about Blue Sky for me right now. And I'm one of the weirdos that I have several accounts on Blue Sky specifically because my brain just works better that way. Writing stuff goes in one, art stuff goes in another. The streaming stuff I have in a third account, and then of course I have my catch-all, which is a whole lot of politics, as the other. And I think you just got a new follower. Hello, whoever that is. Welcome, welcome.
That's a viewer, huh?
No, it said I think it went from 5'10" to 5'11". On your goal thing.
No, I'm losing followers.
Oh, you had 5'12"?
When we started this at 5'14", now I am at 5'11".
How did you lose 3 followers who didn't even come
I
into
don't
the
know.
chat?
They don't have to come to chat. They can just.
This is why I hate Twitch, because there's no transparency whatsoever. Anyway.
But I do have another viewer.
Yes, and I already said hello to them, and you should, but
Hello. Hello.
So, now I completely forgot what I was talking about. Brain fog. Oh, that's a curse.
So,
So I compartmentalized it, which is making it a little bit easier. But yeah, it's just, it's not the same.
Okay. Bye. Hi, bye.
Yep. Maybe they wanted to watch something and we, it's just us at the tree again, so.
Yeah.
Or maybe they thought we really were gonna be diggy today. I don't know. No idea. Oh, heck, what the heck was I rambling about?
No, I had a whole mess of people follow me just recently, and
but it's just the idea. Oh, that's what I was trying to get to. Was that it's just you get to a point where it's just too many people. And I understand that for some people they think that the number of followers or whatever is some kind of cred. But it's like, if you're not having genuine interactions with most of these people, it's just meaningless. It's not like you get paid because you have 10,000 followers. It's not like, you get whatever. I mean,
I think you used to. I think Twitter used to have like a monetization thing with your reach. There might have been something like that going on.
I have no idea. They may have put you in a different moderation tier or something, so that if you did have shit posters, they could, get rid of them faster for you or whatever. But
And it could have been for the blue check mark. It could have been like for anything.
yeah, I mean, and how silly is that? Is that a check mark has become coveted to people, and then of course,
Well, now you can buy it, so
yeah, now you can buy it.
Who the
So
fuck
it
cares?
took that away from people. Yeah. Anyway, I really don't. I don't like wasting any more time talking about Nepo baby.
yeah. Well,
So, but
I don't think
the
we're
reason,
wasting time. Sorry.
The reason I wanted to talk about it is just I just wanted anybody, if you are listening to this, unless you are a shit poster, unless you are part of the toxic crowd, don't hang on. As soon as you can get an invite, it doesn't matter whether you go to Blue Sky or Mastodon or wherever, just get off of it. Because everybody is now doing this draggy, oh no, I don't want to go, I'm too used to being here. And then you complain about how toxic it's getting. Just leave. Just think of it as the abusive partner. You have to just go. Get out. Leave. Because that is the only way that it will burn faster. And it will finally die, and we will all lament that Nepo baby managed to destroy a wonderful thing. And move on in our lives. Because everybody that keeps hanging in there and keeps posting and keeps connecting, why? Why? The building is burning. People, get out. I don't understand this. And thankfully, pretty much everybody I know is figured this out. And is leaving.
Good for you. I'm not.
I know, and that's why I wanted to put it on the stream, because I know a lot of the streamers are like, oh, but my connection. You will make them elsewhere. Trust us. We have been through so many dead social medias. You will find each other again. You will. And yes, you don't have to shut the account down. Just keep checking it for once in a while. So maybe one of your friends didn't get an invite to Blue, or maybe they haven't decided where they want to go yet. Fine. Stop utilizing it. Don't stay on the dead bird. Go away. Flee. This is why it has lasted as long as it has. It's because everybody's just like, oh, it's such a pain in the ass to start over somewhere. Yes, it is. Be the adult. Move on. That's it. That's all I want to say. That's my PSA for the day.
Okay, I'm gonna finish what I was talking about with it then.
Yes, please do. I had to get it out before my brain fog forgot it again.
Okay. So yeah, there was this elusive thing, and I still would like that. I don't think that it's, every time I hear somebody talk.
Hello, visitor.
Hello, another visitor. Every time I hear somebody talking about what to do with being, especially for new streamers and stuff like that, and the first thing they always say is, "Don't worry about the numbers. Don't worry about the numbers." And to think about it is like, if that's what you want, then you should be thinking about that. I hate to say it that way because it's really bizarro to say. Everybody's different. Everybody streams different. It's all, a collection of different stuff. And unlike Figgy and the Bird app, I do not have. I have a few more people that I really like that are still using the Bird app.
And the fact that you're enabling them by staying is why they're still there.
Something like that.
Come on.
I'm not the only person that's enabling them.
I know, but be the change you want to see. What else do you want me to say?
Yeah.
I never thought I'd apply it to social media, but here we are.
But I am in a little different realm than you because I still want the 10K.
Yeah, I know. You still need the pat on the head. I don't know why. Why can't you have 10K on another
16
platform?
years.
Okay, so you're.
It's 16 years of waiting for this. It has nothing to do with the current owner. has nothing to do with the current politics of the place. It has nothing to do with somebody trying to.
All right, you want me to tell you how you'll get 10K?
How?
Start acting like an incel.
No, I don't want that.
The bro-hosts will start flocking to you, and you will get your 10K, and then you will be fulfilled.
Let's not do that.
Well, you can't have it both ways. You are literally trying to squeeze the last drop out of somebody that already got drained by a vampire.
Are you saying that I'm a vampire?
No, you're not the one that did it. I'm just saying that you're looking for something that it's not there now. It's just a shell of what it was.
It is.
You'll be fine. I mean, the nostalgia thing will hold you for so long until even you are like, okay, that's enough.
That's enough of this.
So.
I gotta do something.
What? Why didn't you just ask? I could have done this. He's making the blind go down a bit because the sunlight has swung around into his eyes.
There you go.
Through the window.
Much better.
Because they have no idea. They just hear you making very weird noises.
I make weird noises.
Right.
That's just me. It's like, so it's is it caring about numbers? Yeah, in a way it is.
In a way, that's all you've mentioned is 10K over and over and over and over and over again. Walks like a duck, talks like a duck. I mean, it's like...
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. So say whatever you were going to say. Hello. Thank you for visiting.
So yeah. Yeah. I am definitely not doing the sky is falling, even though it is, saying where the bird app is concerned. I still have a positive idea that something good could come of this, and somebody can take over from him, wrestle it out of his freaking hands.
He has to agree to sell it at this point. Remember, the only entities he has to answer to at this point are the financial instruments that lent him money. That's it. Otherwise, he could do whatever he wants. He could drive it right into the ground, which he pretty much already has. But it is what it is. Short of him being hit by a bus. There's nobody else you can really appeal to.
I definitely think it's funny because at this point, somebody can make an app like Twitter. They can take the name of Twitter. They can even take the logo of Twitter.
I don't know that because he may still have retained the rights to them, even if he had decided not to use them. I mean, technically speaking, he had to keep Twitter because of all the countries that had bans on any domain name that has X in it because of adult entertainment, which was, typical stupid lack of research on his part. But because I don't ever, the few times I go there just to check on a few accounts to see if they've finally gotten off or not, I never use just X. I always do the address with Twitter.
Yeah.
And it still goes through. So he must still retain the ownership to that. Bring your some Pokeballs.
Speaking about vampires, Draco's Dolt.
But anyway, so back to Diggy. Are you not done talking about the bird?
That's it. I don't care.
I mean, if you're not, I am just a sidekick, so.
Bird's gonna be what it's gonna be. We're all gonna move to blue sky.
Please do. I mean, if you have other options you prefer because your particular crowd is there, please, do what makes you happy. Just don't try to cling to the dead bird because it's just going to keep stinking worse and worse and worse. It's not suddenly going to get better. It isn't. That's my unasked for advice today. So Diggy, because of your schedule, we're not going to necessarily try to keep the Thursday because the one week you're not going to be able to anyway.
I got my Dracozolt. That's just so everybody knows.
You got your which?
The Dracozolt.
I don't know what that word means.
It's a Pokemon that I just caught.
Oh, I didn't hear the T. Sorry. Okay, I thought you were mispronouncing Draco because reasons. All right.
Dracozolt.
And I was like, why are you doing Potterverse stuff? Too much fanfic.
Draco Malfoy.
What?
I got my Draco Malfoy.
But is he pre or post evil? Anyway, yeah, so I'm just trying to help people find you. That's all this is about, which is why I keep coming back to the scheduling thing. And I know you're like, whatever. Well, guess what? This is why we have, only randos who just happen to notice your art and be like, hey, what are they talking about? So, and I know at least some people appreciate watching two fools playing an older game together. So, and I like being a dwarf. So, and unfortunately that other game we couldn't dual play, which I'm still so aggravated about that. But.
Well, a few things are coming up.
Mm-hmm.
Such as the 8th of the 5th of December.
The 8th or the 5th? Now you got me confused.
The 5th. The 5th. I got to look it up. That's why I thought it was the 8th, but it's really the 5th.
Of December or September?
December. Do you remember?
That's what you...
The 5th of
if
December.
I could reach you without disrupting my cat in my lap, I would smack you with this calendar. All right. Yes, I have an old school calendar. It's from Farmer's Almanac. Okay, moving on. All right, so the 8th, next Friday.
5th.
The 5th. We're back to the 5th. Okay.
The Tuesday.
The last quarter moon, yes.
It's going to be obviously after work because it's second shift. And if I didn't get held over, I'm going to have to probably teach you how to get in. So you can take my place.
At last, my wish will be granted.
But yeah, it's we're going to be celebrating Dusa Greco's anniversary. So I'd like to be a part of that.
Wait, so you're going to be co-streaming? Is that a collab?
It's kind of more like a hey, how you doing? I go in, we hang out for a little bit, we talk about some things.
That's going to be the first stream that I might be having a cover for?
Yep.
Something that's completely unlike anything I've done before.
Yep, let's do it!
You aristocrats. You're killing me.
And we have, 5 days? We have 5 days to do this!
You're killing me, Q. Oh.
Hopefully I won't get held over, and I can do that. The other one, there's another one, which is on a Friday. Ooh. And I'm actually off. Ooh.
The 1st or the 8th or the 15th or the 22nd or the 29th?
It is the 8th. Now you got the 8th. And it is a 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time stream. That is a collab.
With?
That's with Game Crazy, Ayume, and Lace Faye.
So it's a. Can I say 3 so without it being offensive? 3-play. We'll call it 3-play.
It's a foursome.
Who's the fourth?
Me!
Wait, you said. Ooh.
But actually, there's going to be more than that. And that is a Goose Goose Duck. And you can join that.
Goose.
And you are welcome to join that as well.
Alright, no offense, but if I'm not filling in, I don't want to be doing any other streams because I want to get the studio done before the end of this year.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, what else? See, this is why I hate the Twitch calendar, because for people who do collabs and stuff, they don't occur every freaking week, and you can't do a one-time schedule post. Unless there's a way to do it that I haven't figured out yet. Right?
Right.
So really, why haven't people yelled at Twitch about this? Because there's no point in having a calendar if it's useless to their streamers.
It is useless.
And this is why we need to put the calendar on Patreon and start using the Patreon so people can at least find some place where all the info is if they don't want to go to the Discord. Okay. So, Tuesday and Friday.
We are on an ad break. Ad break!
Yeah.
Da-da-da-da.
So that means they can't even hear us talking over the ad.
They can't hear us talking over the ad. And they've been throwing in, this is how slick they are now. Twitch has been throwing in little ads like every 30 seconds or 40 seconds. Like my screen will pop up and there'll be another ad.
What?
Popping in because I'm not logged in. So they're charging their sponsors the money, and I don't think I'm getting any of it. Because I had an Aquaman ad and I had something other for streaming.
This is why I hate this platform. But you know that. Okay.
There is no love with me and Twitch.
Yeah. Okay. Let's not bust on the platform we're currently streaming on just in case.
I will if they push me too far. They push me too far.
This is the last straw. Okay. Moving on. So I still have this thing for posting notices for tomorrow, Friday, and you've told me nothing about time or.
For the 5th of December.
It's not for the 5th of December. This is for the 1st, which is tomorrow, Friday.
For the 1st of December, you and I.
Yes, dear.
We're doing Diggy Diggy, I thought.
But it says posting notices. So we're just posting notices that we're doing the Darkest Timeline prediction stream.
Yeah.
Okay.
Blue! Thank you, you're saving me!
Blue.
Blue's here!
Hi, Blue!
Hey, hon, Blue's here! Bye!
You're so dead! Hi, we're not Diggy because it's not Diggy Day, but also, even though it was Diggy Stream, we kind of had to run an errand that took longer than we thought, and we were literally shoving donuts down our faces at noon, just trying to be on.
You feel better? Awesome! I'm sorry you were sick.
It's that time of year.
Sickness time.
Okay, it's whatever. I'm still not used to the concept that you have this little watch number that really means nothing because sometimes it shows everybody, sometimes it doesn't. So.
Yeah, it's kind of useless.
Yeah, that's a good word. I like that word. So what have you been up to, Lou? I saw some of your blue sky posts. Blue on blue. Yes. I have an old kitty in my lap who's being very pushy today. Oh. What little one? We'll make typing. So are we gonna diggy tomorrow? Is what I'm asking.
Yeah, we could take the phone.
What time? You know that's always the next question, right?
What time are you getting up?
I don't know what time I'm going to bed. How am I supposed to know when I'm gonna get up?
So we're gonna diggy tomorrow instead of tonight.
I can still diggy today.
You can diggy any. Diggy in the morning, diggy in the night, diggy, 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 diggy. Even though the music is playing Old Ensign. To all the great
no, we're not doing that.
we forgot and never come to mind.
Are you trying to scare people away? I'm guessing no because you stopped. Alright.
I don't want to scare anybody away. They're precious to me.
Yeah. This has just been such a clusterfuck today. Alright, so you don't want to diggy today is what you're saying. You have other things you're gonna do. Are you gonna stream later and draw?
That's what I was thinking about doing instead.
Because you still have Potaroo. I can't. I swear, my brain still can't get this word right. Potaroo.
Padaru.
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 But is it a D or a T?
Dashing.
Dashing. That's a D. Okay.
Padaru.
What?
Padaru.
As in pod people. Okay.
Yeah, that's what it means. It just means like rushing, actually, like being in a hurry.
You can explain this to me later. I'm sure most
It's
people
part of
this are like, how could you not know this? Yeah.
And so instead of saying dashing through the snow, they do Padaru.
Yeah, because that sounds similar syllables. Okay.
Yeah, does it. So they mix it all up, and when you hear jingle bells in Japanese,
I'm face palming right now for all y'all that can't see me, just so you know, because to me this is just so fucking ridiculous.
When you
What?
When you wish upon a star. I lost my train of thought.
And whose fault is that?
I have another ad that popped up underneath. The kayak seat thickenings, or whatever it is.
Wait, kayaks? What?
It's a seat like padded for your gaming seat. It's like one of those like inserts that you put in your gaming seat so that you have extra padding.
But why is it called a kayak?
I don't know why it's called kayak. But it just popped up. It's another ad.
I don't see it.
You didn't see it?
Do you see it?
Maybe it's for people who are not following.
I don't know. That's kind of stupid, and they would put more ads that the streamer has to see. That's... Oh, what a mess.
Well, I'm not logged in, so... I'm not logged into Twitch on this other computer, which I was just using as my...
Oh, so it's your secondary that you're seeing the ad.
Yeah. So I can see... I want to see all the ads that they
We
pop
don't
up.
sit side by side in a way that I can see his screen, just in case anybody's like, how can you not know that? You're in the same room. That's why. Because... So, are we still going to call this Two Beans, One Mic when we're actually Two Beans, Two Mics? When we finally go to different rooms?
I've already just started calling us Two Beans.
Oh, no mic at all.
Yeah, taking the mic out.
Damn that mic, we didn't need him anyway. Okay.
Because it'll end up being Two Beans, One Stream, I guess.
Which is what yeah. Never mind.
It's
Not
just
like
what you
somebody
wanted.
hadn't suggested that before. And
I
you're
wonder
just
who
like,
that was.
That's just too big and a fight. Okay, fine.
What?
I don't think they want to just listen to us bicker about nothing. This is
Ooh.
we didn't say this was going to be a Dottish stream. So, Bibarel.
Gotta catch 'em all, Pokemon.
I knew I married a boy. I did. I really did.
Pokemon.
But even he manages to surprise me still. Okay. So
You want to be the very best.
Oh my gosh. Alright. So are we gonna quit today too, and then we're gonna do whatever, and then you got your what time are you gonna do your drawing thing tonight?
I don't know.
Oh, that's helpful.
Let's. That's right. You gotta.
Explain to him that people
Bibarel
would like to
escape.
catch up with him, but don't know when there's no scheduling involved, and they're kind of tired of just hanging out on Twitch waiting for Q to show up. He doesn't seem to understand this. Probably.
I don't understand.
I mean, yeah, there's a magic to it, but then when you're like, nobody ever watched my stream, well, I wonder why.
Why
I have
doesn't
no idea
anybody?
where to find you. Hey, big guy, how you doing?
Blue finds me.
If I put this up, that's because Blue follows me and knows when
Blue-
we're streaming. Because
Blue is all
post
that matters.
it. Did I put it up too high? Is it back in your eyes,
Ah, you're right.
babe?
You're right. No, it's fine.
Okay. One of our big boys is in the window, and he was kind of doing the hunch because the shade was down. He's still rubbing against the shade, like, why is this down here? Yeah. Chin squitch? You want chin squitch? Yes, you should do. In case you can't tell, no, we don't have kids. We have fur babies. Okay. So for the fifth time today, since the stream started,
Fifth time.
what time are you going to do your art tonight?
Probably like around 2-3 o'clock.
So not tonight, this afternoon.
Yeah, this afternoon sounds good.
So you're going to jump from this to something else? Because it's already 1:28, you know that, right?
Really, I have 12:28. My computer's wrong.
No.
My
Which
new-
computer
my-
are you looking at?
My new computer. That's the wrong time.
Your new computer didn't automatically... Have you shut it down since Daylight Savings ended?
Let's see.
Do you even have it set right?
I don't even know now.
Oh, jeez. Because it might be set for a country that does not have DST changeovers. Because we are one of the few that still does that stupidity.
Just date and time. Let's do that.
I can't believe. Alright, so maybe not 2 o'clock.
Saskatchewan. I don't know where this is.
Saskatchewan?
Yeah, I don't know
You
where
mean
this
up in
is.
Canada?
Yeah.
Seriously, you didn't know Saskatchewan is up in Canada? You've been to Canada and you
I
didn't know
have.
Saskatchewan's up there.
And it was close to where I went. I actually stayed in Canada, but I can't pronounce it because it's a Canadian thing.
Oh my goodness. You know the birds don't show up for another hour or two. So why are you so mad that it's so boring to look? Just plants waving in the breeze, kid. You're like, shut up, leave me alone. I'm pondering the universe. Okay.
Alright, we don't want Alaska. We don't want Pacific time. There's Central time. What the hell is Eastern Standard Time? Here it is.
Easton. You want Easton.
It's now 1:30. Holy cow! Time flies when you're having fun.
Oh my goodness, I can't believe you did not notice all this time. So all the times you told me what time you went to bed, you had no idea that you were really wrong.
No, I haven't had this computer on.
Oh, okay.
In fact, I just turned this computer on since I finally fixed it and got it up and running again. It's been 2 days.
Oh my
It's
heavens.
set.
Oh wait, that's your original. That's not okay, now I know what's going on
I just set it up.
now. Okay. Oh boy.
Complete wipe of it and restart.
I know which computer it is now. Alright. Such how much I've been paying attention to the office lately.
Not the one that was on fire.
No, not the one that's on fire.
On fire!
So if you're gonna stream more this afternoon, then I
Yeah.
guess. Alright. So there goes those plans out the window.
Yeah, so I'm actually speaking about streaming and art streaming and Padaroos and everything like that.
Go ahead, keep making fun of me. Yes.
I am not going to be making Padaroos right up until Christmas. I am going to. I don't know when I'm going to stop, but I'm not gonna do what I did last year, which was like right to Christmas Day, Christmas Eve. I'm freaking scrambling, drawing Padaroos. This year, I know I'm just spinning them and everything like that, and I'm having a blast doing it. I love doing it, but it takes so long.
I just want everyone to know I don't believe him. Keep talking.
Brr, brr.
How many times have you said, I'm going to stop doing blah at blah? And then you're like, just one more. Just one more. You just need another fix.
Slimes are different, and slimes actually taught me a lesson.
Oh, did they?
Yes,
We shall see.
don't do that.
We shall see.
I know, and it's going to be very tempting to draw just one more. Just one more, and I'm out. I'm done. Done for the season. One more.
Oh my goodness.
There are so many to do, and like I said, it takes me freaking so long to make them. Like I kept thinking like going, oh yeah, the first few is going to take me a while to do, and here, hon, look at it.
Well, because you can't template. Yeah, I see. It's
Is that
because
kayak? That's kayak.
yeah, because you can't template them. You know what I mean? In the same way that makes it easy to make it an assembly line. I guess is probably how I would think of describing it. And that's why because once you make them 3D, now where the tentacles or the ponytails or whatever protrusions, from the main body form become their own challenge in the spin. It's not, if you had done the slimes as Padaroos, it probably would have been easier to a point, because there's less protrusions. I don't know what else to call them at this point. 3-dimensionality, I don't know. But I really do think that's one of the things that held you up, because you thought you were just going to be able to have a template and then just do the overlay and done. And
Right.
it didn't work.
I did think that.
Yeah, so, but this is your first experience trying to go from 2 to 3, so, which is really 4, you could argue in the Photo, but yeah, you're not used to doing that. So I wasn't surprised. And I'm just glad you never promised 1,000 Photos by Christmas.
No.
That would have never happened.
I mean, like
even without a job, a day job, so to speak.
to give him its stance. Last year I only did 80. I started nearly the end of November to get the 80 done.
Mm-hmm.
And I was happy with what I got, but I definitely did that. Like I said, the final one I finished on Christmas Day. And the first year, I think it was only like a dozen, like 12 or 13. Yeah, I think it was, I did 13, but,
What's the matter?
Row, which was my last one, I did that one on the 28th of December. So, like after Christmas. And when I finished, and I was like, going, you know what? I can't be doing like all the way up until Christmas, drawing these because people aren't going to get a chance. The people who I draw for aren't going to get a chance to. Some people are taking 2
Well, it
3
depends on your
days.
perspective. Is it your Christmas present to them, or you know what I mean, or is it their marketing material that they want to use right away? I mean, like it all depends on how you see them.
Yeah, and I thought I was being really slick this year.
What is it, little one?
Because I was like going, there's a learning curve on turning these things into gifts. And I got to get the learning curve down. But I figured once I got it down, this was going to be 1, 2, 3.
No, that's like saying that just because you sculpted one figure, all the rest are going to be so much easier because every single one is unique. Anyway, I keep repeating myself.
Yeah, and the sad thing about it is the one thing that's holding me up the most is the fact that I'm not freehanding a lot of it. I'm copying, pasting. I am sizing and resizing to match the rotation. That's killing me. That's the thing that's basically like it takes so long to be doing that. I did a pottery on stream and I was like going, oh, you got it done in an hour. And then like what people didn't see is that I had to go back, I had to sync it up. I had an eye that was twitching. I had to stop the eye from twitching. I had to there's so much to do. And I spent another 5 hours on it.
Yeah. But until there are certain things that until you actually do them, you have no idea, what it's going to take. Because I'm trying to remember, I can't remember way back, we did that one, we tried to do a body cast. And we thought we had everything set up, and then the model freaked out.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? And nobody could have predicted that. We hadn't had, because at that point we hadn't really had a model get the panics. Which can happen, especially for somebody who's never been cast before, because they don't understand like how the cast can feel on your body parts and when it shrinks and stuff like that. And people do have panic attacks.
I am used to. Here's the sad thing about being the artist of the moment.
Mm-hmm.
I was not used to being the artist doing the sculpting. I was used to being the artist that was being sculpted on. I've had my body cast several times.
Yeah.
And it was just like going, we need a volunteer, somebody who's not claustrophobic, somebody who doesn't have this, blah, 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 blah. Q.
Yeah.
You're up. Oh, you mean I don't get to participate and see what everybody's doing and be a part of it? Yeah. And so now, my own company, this is my company, I can do what I want. Yeah. I hire a model, and a person who said used to being body cast. And I was like, this is full body cast, so this is different. Yeah. And
they were not and it's one of those things that you really can't be prepared. It's like scuba diving.
The reason she wasn't prepared is because she was of the modeling agency. She was the one doing the hiring, and the one that they were supposed to send us, who was already ready, who's been through full body casting before, canceled on her. I think she was sick.
Yeah, she was. I remember that.
And so she came in her stead, and it was like she was not.
Yeah, she had.
She's like, idea. Oh, I've had a head cast done before. I've had an arm cast done before. This is
big deal.
This is the same thing. Then once you have the full thing on your chest,
forget even a head, just the body. It's such a completely different experience.
Yeah, and me, I'm a dummy. I've had full coffin body casting done. Yeah. So I have it where there is no breathing.
Well,
I'm breathing.
Let's not try to explain that to people because then dangerous things will be attempted, and then I don't want us getting.
It's when you have a lot of pressure on your chest, and it's basically just a weight that just seems to keep getting there. And
every shrinkage, because of the shrinkage of the.
And every time you breathe in,
it lose. Oh, I can do this again. Yes, I can do this again.
It loses where it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
And you have more weight on that, and your body doesn't refill in those areas.
Yeah.
it's an interesting thing.
Yeah, body casting is its own beast. But I just thought another story to tell. We're gonna tell that story in a different day. How the heck did we sidewind? This is my fault. I did it. I digressed.
It's okay. That's what we're here for.
I know, but we were actually talking about something that was, cool in its own right. Oh shoot, gone. I'm not good at this backtracking thing right now with brain fog.
I don't know where we were at. I'd have to go to the videotape.
Potteroo's turning around, time spent, not having dealt with the transition between the 2 and the 3D before.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
Oh yeah, the spinning Potteroos. Anybody who gets a spinning Potteroo, Blue Hope Cape, who got one? you got one. Anybody who gets one of those is like, I have to tell you, like, it is definitely a labor of love from me to you, and
you're not saying that to make them feel guilty. It's just,
but
definitely not what you thought you were getting yourself
there is
into.
definitely not going to be 80. I'm lucky I have the 20, and like I said, it's taken me over a month. Yeah, this is 30 days. Well, actually, because I tried to quit. This is 5 more days than I had last year, and I would have been done by now, and I only have 20 something odd spinning Potteroos done. So it's definitely not going as quickly as I thought it was going to. So I'm going to be nowhere near 80. And again, it's you know me so freaking well that I'm going to be like going, oh, I wish I did theirs. Oh, yeah. I wish I did theirs.
I really wanted to work on this one, yeah.
And I gotta let it go. And it's sad to say
the pragmatist in your spouse says you have 365 days ahead of you. 360. Wait, is next year 366?
It is.
Yeah, so you have 366 days ahead of you after this month. And a smart man could just do one a week.
That would be great, but all right.
Who knows which of those people is going to be around next Christmas? I get that.
Truth about Potteroos and me drawing them.
Oh, and now there's a new layer. Okay.
It is not my design. I did not create them. I did not even have anything to do with, even the spinning of them is not my creation.
I thought it was just another thing. Like PNG.
Somebody created it. Based on, I think, the actress from the anime Fate.
Okay.
Who played?
All right. The where is not what's important. Get to the point.
Yeah. And they sang the Jingle Bell song, which was Potteroo, which I always think is funny. They call it Potteroo, but that's really just dashing. That's not Jingle Bells in Japanese, and they sang it, and then they went Potteroo, Potteroo, which is the reason why the whole thing got started. Okay. But somebody animated it, and they did it as the Saber character that she voice acts on Fate. Okay. And they made this little gremlin going out and singing, "When they talk they dad, when they dad." I can't even think of the words. And then ends with Potteroo, Potteroo. Because that's the recording they have, and it was like really, really cute and adorable. That became what's known as a Potteroo. When literally the second this got released, saw this, said this is adorable, and turned my cue into that. Yeah. A boy version of not a big flowy Santa dress that the Saber character had.
Because boys can't wear dresses. Don't get me started today.
Boys can't wear dresses. So
Says the man who has his own. Never mind.
yeah.
Aisha.
Yeah, Aisha. So yeah, I made that, and then that got caught on. Somebody used that version of it. A few people said, "Hey," this was in 2001. Said, "Hey, I like that. Can I have one?" So I made a dozen.
Wait, did you just say 2001?
2021.
Okay, just checking. I thought I really missed something. Okay.
Yeah, I haven't been digital drawing that long.
Yeah, no.
2021, the first year of my streaming, pretty much the end of the first year. January is marked the anniversary, and I made about a dozen or so, and then I lost my own template. Computer files and everything like that, hard drives going and everything like that, and it didn't get saved. I didn't think much of it, and now a whole nother year passes, and now it's back into the Christmas season again, and as Thanksgiving happens, and now people are like, "Hey, can I get a Fatheroo too?" And I'm like, I guess.
And then it caught fire.
And so then basically I was originally just taking requests. And that's how crazy this is, because the 12 that I did was just kind of on a lark. It wasn't like, hey, let's make Potteroos. They were in that first batch. Most of the people who I did, I don't even know them anymore. They've left the community.
And I know that's also part of the downside to doing certain things, is that you never know when you're going to do art for somebody, especially for free, that won't be around.
Yeah. So the changeover is amazing to me, and there's a changeover from the 80s to now.
Well, there's always going to be, because and it'll be for different reasons. I mean, we've had complete changes in our focus in life in general, which has affected whatever arts we're involved with at the time. Sometimes because of a job loss, sometimes because of whatever. So I expected the mass exodus after the pandemic, was considered, as finished as it's going to be for now, and people had to go back to day to day. But even without that, so it's just more pronounced to me than what would normally happen, which is people come. It's like any other entertainment industry. People come, people go. People come, people go. And sometimes it's not necessarily because they didn't make it. They had a bad experience, or they got tired of it, or they thought, I thought this was going to be something more.
They just didn't have time for it.
Yeah, and that too is, you're right. That probably should be the first thing I say, because, and I'm especially thinking this because I don't remember, was it Scalzi? I forget who, one of the cartoonists that I follow on Blue, had posted about, don't beat yourself up if you're still not drawing comics full time. Most of us never were. We always had the side hustle. We always had the day job, depending on who we are. And I think that's the thing that people, because now there's been this very false premise since Instagram, celebrityism or whatever it's called, that they thought that streaming was going to be the same. That once you hit whatever mile markers, you were set for life. You were going to be able to quit your day job. You could get staffed. You could whatever.
We can't all be George Schultz. We can't all be Berkeley Breath.
Well,
we can't all be Bill Wells.
Even you have to understand, like Berkeley Brother, that he did. I'm not even gonna get into that, but
he's a marketing.
he's his own thing. But even Schultz struggled. Schultz didn't quit his day job for, I don't remember how long it was. I mean, he kind of was. You could still be a syndicate cartoonist and make a living back then, because the cost of living and stuff was so different and what have you. But I mean, like yes, America in particular, because there are countries that still actually have reasonable, work-life balance. But in America, we still have such a wage disparity that people keep trying to pretend, oh, well, you're just making crappy wages because you're uneducated or you didn't get the right training or you don't work hard. No, it's because we're a capitalist country who keeps letting, the capitalist call the shots, and that's why people are struggling.
Hey, I work a job where I'm getting paid about half of what I'm actually worth. The expectation is way high. And the job it's a decent paying job, but the value, the add value that I have is worth so much more that people coming in, when they have to hire, other agencies or temp agencies and stuff like that. To fill in, these people are making... Well, the agency itself is making 4 times as much.
But before you get off of it, this is the problem that everybody started jumping on the, registered visiting nurses, whatever that program is for the nurses, where they could just hospital hop so they could chase the money.
Right.
And then as soon as COVID wasn't an emergency anymore, now a whole bunch of them are out of work. And they didn't accrue retirement. They didn't, the money is never what people think it is, because... Just because your wage is a certain amount, if you're not putting aside a certain amount of that wage, you're losing it. If you're just living that salary in the moment, you can't guarantee it's always going to be there. And one of the things I wanted to point out is, when we met, both of us, each $54K a year, that was a damn good income back then. Even for a single income household, if we had been. That was considered good money. Living in North Jersey, which was never cheap.
Nope.
Never. Since the history of this country, North Jersey was never really a cheap place to live. And you're just breaking that again now.
No, I'm still under it.
But with the union bump.
When they finally pay that?
When they finally, because his current union finally, no, it's not UAW, but they
Can you imagine?
Our lives would be a lot different if UAW. But anyway, but yeah, so the union did get a bump for them, and they are going to get a retro check, retroactive for folks that don't understand what a retro check is. But but it's like that's over 20 years ago now. And you're now back to the same. And meanwhile, you lost all the, the bennies and everything from this the office job back in the day.
And the kicker of it all is that my corporate America job,
which I was just starting to talk about,
had no overtime.
Yeah.
It was a set salary.
Well, you did have to go on business trips, and some people argue that's a type of overtime because you were like overseas and things. But
I was there, and when I was overseas, I worked a set number of hours.
Yeah.
And they paid me for my travel time. They paid me for I got all these bonuses.
But again,
I would travel everywhere for that.
I know, and again, that was corporate. And very much heyday of corporatism. It was right before the Great Recession and everything else. And
again, and even then, I wasn't paid what I was valued. But man, they valued me definitely more than I'm valued currently.
Oh yeah.
Well, because I can't really talk about my actual job right now.
Yeah.
The post office raked me across the coals. And even working full-time
hours,
plus 80 hours a week,
you still weren't getting full-time benefits.
I wasn't even making I wasn't even making as much as I was making I wasn't even breaking 40,000 a year
Okay.
with working overtime.
For anybody that may have come in, while we're talking about this, we're not having a wine fest. We're just talking about the fact that there are a lot of people who quit streaming or what have you because they have this notion that all they have to do is make it and then they can quit their day job and move on with their lives. And there are a lot of artists of various stripes that's never going to be a thing. It's just not, because of how the economy is, how we are culturally. AI is just the latest, pain in the ass we have to deal with. And it's just, it is what it is. And I've always been of the mind that if you can work, whether it's full-time work or part-time work, and do what you love, you're still way ahead of so many people. There are so many people who still haven't figured out what keeps them sane. Whether it is going to be an art thing or it's going to be badminton or it's going to be whatever. You know what I mean? It doesn't necessarily have to be something that they make money at. And that's one of the things, too, that I think has changed.
I want everybody to know they just had a Lycanroc escape and nobody caught it, but they didn't put it in to catch it. What's going on here, Pokemon?
There was a glitch in the Matrix.
Oh,
that's what that was.
Is that a deja vu thing?
Yeah. We've had the stream before, just so you know.
They've made a change.
They made a change.
They're in the walls.
They're in the Wait, are we mixing our medias now? But anyway, it used to be that, you could be an artist as a hobby. And that was completely acceptable. You know what I mean? It would keep you sane so you could stay at your boring day job or whatever, or, not strangle your kids or whatever the heck it was. And you could have these creative outlets that didn't necessarily have to be your bread and butter. And somewhere along the way, it was like, if you're not selling at the Met, or, your stuff isn't on Milan, you're nobody. And it's like, I've never understood that. And I mean, sure, we'd all love to have, I'd love to just sit on my ass all day and just get a check show up. But that's not realistic. And it's not, like I said, it's never made sense to me why things that went from a perfectly, societally acceptable hobby suddenly had to be a full-time job or you were wasting your time. Like, that's the part of it that I don't understand. If you want to make it a career, have at it, but it's the same thing as Hollywood. Most people who go to Hollywood don't make it.
I don't know about...
it's the same thing.
I personally don't know about other people. I just know about me. And for me... You've
never stopped creating the entire time I've known you.
No.
You just, switched to different mediums at times.
But for me, one of the main reasons that I am not commissioning artwork, which I could easily do. That's not something that this is, why does he do this? Why, this? No, it's something that I could easily do. I could 1, 2, 3 turn over and do commission work.
But it's also a whole nother beast because now you have to please the client.
And I have spent many, many years, even before I met you, pleasing clients.
Yeah. I
have been creating other people's art.
And it's one of the reasons why I got out of some of the careers that I've had since we know each other. Because of the same problem. How many times can you do a craft of any kind, whether it's, visual or words or whatever, and you just feel like you're banging your head against the wall.
So I have created other people's art for many, many years. And when I started in this with streaming, I had no intention of doing drawing.
No, that was for years. You were just, doing long form. I don't even know how to describe it. It was like long form routine stuff where you had a plan for where the performance was going, but it wasn't always obvious. I think it's the best way to put it. Really, you didn't shut off the sleep function on that one?
I have no idea why I did that. It's not supposed to.
You probably just forgot to click a slider somewhere.
I will. It's all, everything's still getting set up anyway.
That's all that matters.
So yeah. I had no intention of actually drawing again. I'm still learning. I love learning, but I'm still learning how to digitally draw.
Yeah.
It is completely different
Oh yeah.
than even sculpting, pencil art, flat 2-dimensional work or even 3-dimensional work. It's completely different. It's a completely different animal. Shading
That's right,
is
because
different.
you never really did design work. That's right.
No.
I keep forgetting that. I did. So that's, to me, it's a lot of this stuff is no-brainers, but
And I am like a kid in a candy store most times. Each piece that I've done, the fan art that each piece, every time I do fan art for people, it started with the Halloween costume.
Yeah, which I was so happy you were doing that.
Each piece.
Oh, and for anybody who is of this silly little crowd who's like, yeah, we don't understand where this thing came from, and it's like, look at Christmas. Look at the first Christmas, and you will see me. I am in the Christmas tableau.
Yeah.
So, I just helped you find reference art for Halloween.
Yeah.
I wasn't actually in Halloween.
Yeah, you have Halloween, you have Christmas. When I did Christmas, I wasn't doing Potteroos. I did chibi onesies.
Yeah.
I was turning everybody into chibi characters and putting them in onesies. And I'm not to be, kind of like my art got poo-pooed, but it got poo-pooed. I mean, people. I don't think people were all that enthusiastic about the fact that they were put into onesies, that they were turned into chibi characters. Somebody was even made a comment that, like, why does this 9-year-old or 8-year-old have a beard? It's because your character has a beard. It's just a chibi character. It's not a baby.
Well, some people don't. I mean, I was always on that one path with the anime side of things, as far as art and stuff like that. And most of the stuff that I was involved with did not have chibi in it. I didn't find out about that until recently, like within the last, I don't know, 10, 20 years, maybe 10,
yeah.
More likely to be 10. And so there are still people that haven't experienced that part of genres.
Yeah.
Really.
And because of the Christmas time, the affiliate program here on Twitch, I was golden. I think it was 20.
Are we gonna go through this story again?
26. I had like 26 people viewing at one time. So even if I did my 7th stream and nobody showed up, I still would have made affiliate.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna go through the whole story.
It's the time of year. I know.
I'm not gonna go through the whole story.
It's easy to get nostalgic at this time of year about that. I know.
But like the art, I'm sticking with the art side of it though.
Yeah.
When all these things were happening, because this model shouldn't exist. I should be a freaking platypus.
I
know. And what a difference. What a difference it would have made if I was a platypus instead of a little chubby gremlin.
How do you mean?
The platypus would have been a longer character. I wouldn't be able to squeeze them under the chat like I do most of the time to get them out of the way.
The scale. You're talking about the scale in particular. Okay. I thought you were saying that the platypus wouldn't have been as popular or something.
I don't know if it would have been popular. It would have just been different. I would have started the whole thing with over 200 followers, so I would already have a built-in community before I would begin.
But
I would really be doing a partner.
I know from overlap communities that I'm part of, that there are streamers who have quit in frustration because they don't understand where their community is gone. And it's because they came in during the COVID heydays, and people, you know, and now people don't have to stay home because of COVID. And the thing that I don't think they understand is that it's not like your fans are going to say, well, I just don't think I'm going to make it because, you know, they just don't show up. And then maybe the next time they do show up, they say, oh, I'm really sorry. Or they just get the guilt and then they just stop showing up. You know, because I know people who are on the fan side of that have had that they used to go to every single stream. They used to go to every single, you know, Friday night, whatever, you know, thing on whatever Discord or whatever. And now they can't. You know, the kids have a basketball game. This is going on. That's going on. You know, whatever. So there's been that shift within the stream community too, that I think people forget because I see it even on the Wattpad stuff and the AO3 stuff. You know, people are like, you know, oh, why hasn't this person updated? You know, gosh, we didn't lose them in COVID, did we? Because that's what they usually think. Is if somebody hasn't updated a story or whatever, they think, oh, they must have, you know, gotten COVID or they're taking care of somebody to COVID or whatever. And some people, like, all of a sudden they'll come back and they'll be like, no, I'm just back in school. You know, like, no, I just had to do this. No, I just have to do that. And, you know, because there were some people, I mean, they were prolific during the pandemic. They were just cranking out story after story after story. And all their works that they hadn't finished are at a standstill. Because now they have to, you know, one of them is a grad student and they got to go back to doing their thesis. And one of them, you know, has to go back to their day job and blah, 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 blah. So, but anyway, just circling around to the one thing that I was saying, if you're an artist and you're not doing the art you want to be doing full time, there is no shame in it. And don't just get frustrated about it. Just keep pushing through and figure out what will work for you. Because the other thing on that I meant to mention is there are people who then start hating their art because they're compromising just to pay the bills.
Yeah.
And that was where I meant to spin off when we were talking about, you know, when now you have a client you have to please. You know, because there are clients that will break you. They will break you. Even if you do a deposit. They will demand the deposit back if you don't finish the work because you just can't please them. I don't wish that on anybody, but those clients are out there. And sometimes those clients don't even realize they're doing it. Because in their minds, I put my money on the table, why can't you give me what I want?
Right.
And that's for all artistic mediums.
And I've already had people like that. And I'm not even commissioned.
I know.
I've had people like that.
Because in their mind, it's their image, that's a whole nother basket.
Free work.
I know.
Fan art.
I know.
My interpretation.
I know.
My time.
Preach it to the converted here.
I just, like, I don't understand. I still don't understand, you know, hate it. I'd rather somebody hate the work that I do. And say, listen, don't do that again. And I've had one person.
Yes, I remember.
I've had one person tell me.
You were shocked. Yeah, I remember
not to make their stuff.
Yeah.
No problem.
And you were like, that's easy.
Later they came back asking me for things, but that's beside the point.
They always do.
I don't mind. I would prefer that. I would prefer that over somebody coming in and, you know, no money in hand. I'll even put it like that because it's here's the truth of the matter is you got to put your money where your mouth is, and say, I want this.
Yeah.
But it's free.
Yeah. And
you get that. You get what I produce.
And this is
nothing else.
The funny thing to me, it just made me realize when you were saying this is kind of why I stopped wanting to do website design. Because I was getting both of those camps. I was getting like nonprofits that I told them, I said, only 20 hours of my time is free. Only 20 hours. And they'd be like, yeah. And then they wouldn't be prepared, even though I gave them the book that showed them everything they needed to have ready. So we knew how to do this as quickly as possible. And then they couldn't understand why I wanted to start getting paid. And they're like, but you didn't finish. I'm like, yeah, because you are now over 20 hours. I've got other things to do. And with just the regular is like now you used to be able to have, even if it was a single proprietor business, they would have some kind of an idea of what they wanted before they came to you. And now it's like they just expect you to be mind readers. Well,
Yeah.
what color do you want it to be? Well, blue. Oh, blue. Which blue? What do you mean, which blue? Do you have a logo? I can see the blue. You know, like.
I had somebody
Oh yeah.
I work with that.
Yeah.
That I asked them what color, and they said blue, and I said, "Well, which blue?"
Oh no, it's exactly the same thing.
And they were like, "Well, blue like this," and they showed me a blue, and I said, "So sky blue," and they're like, "Well, not as bright, darker."
That's when you just tell them, go check the Pantone list and come back to me with the number.
Is there an aqua in there? Is it a more of a turquoise blue?
Send them to the Pantone site. I'm telling you.
How much green? How much yellow? How much?
That is the fastest way
red?
to not lose your mind. Yeah, just tell them to go to the Pantone page, give you the number of the color they mean, and you move on with your life. That's how you do that. But I mean, it literally was just becoming such a waste of time because people had no idea what they wanted, but they didn't want what I was doing. And that was just driving me crazy. And it's like, this is why I used to have that handbook that I would give people, because it gives them the questions they need to know the answers to ahead of time so that we can do it as quickly as possibly, be very happy with each other. I get paid, they have what the product that they need, and we move on. And somewhere along the line, you know, people just forgot the importance of things like that. And maybe it's because not as many people have small businesses anymore, so I'm not getting as many quality clients as I used to. I don't know what it is, but man, that's frustrating when you have somebody who's like, well, just change it. I could change this every day this week and still not do all the changes I could change. Which change? The font, the color, the background color, the artwork, where the links are? What? So, yeah. And especially now that everybody's like, oh, I'll just get AI to do my site. If I have another freaking email from somebody going, well, I thought I was going to be able to use AI to build my site, but go away. I'm not even going to touch you with a 40-foot pole. I don't care if you pay me $1,000 just to talk on the phone. Go away. I still, my favorite comment about AI, and I know I told you, but I'm going to tell everybody else, is somebody had posted that being proud of yourself for coming up with the right prompt for an AI image is about as laudatory as finding the perfect setting to reheat a burrito. And to me, that is exactly it. You found the right word salad that gave you an image that was close enough to make you happy. No talent was required, just a lot of guessing.
Yeah.
And I know this because I did fiddle with the Bing one, the Bing image maker. And it was hard. It was hard to get it to do what I wanted it to do, especially because I was not trying to get it to do very American things. So it really had a hard time. Because even when I was specifically naming other countries' words, it still was trying to Americanize everything. And that is just, that told me a lot. It told me a lot about how shallow the information has been that they've been feeding to the AI all this time. Because I still had the one term, which I'm not going to repeat right now, that I could not get it to do. And it's not because it was one of the forbidden terms. It couldn't figure out what to do with that word. It had no idea. And I was just shocked because that is a loan word we use in English. And it still couldn't figure out what to do with that word. It ignored it with every single time I used it in a prompt. Just garbage, and they're putting this stuff out, and people don't realize is that to them they're like, oh, look at this free art I made, blah 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 blah, how cool am I, what a fun toy. Yeah, you're the toy. You are free labor. You are teaching their AI for them every time you do it.
Yep.
Like I said, the only reason I did it is because I wanted to see how good it was, and it's garbage, which is sadly what I expected, because you don't get a bunch of math nerds to do art.
No.
And what cracks me up is you and I both know that there are math nerds who are also artists.
We're beautiful artists.
Why? Why couldn't they have the right people on those teams?
Because anybody who is a real artist realized right away.
Yeah, they're gonna be wild.
Even I would have realized right away to not be involved in this.
Yeah. I mean, that was the one thing I was really happy when I saw, and I do think I told you about the WGA strike, is they did get the concession that AI will not write.
Good.
They will not be using any AI written anything. Now, of course, how they're going to prove that, if you're not dealing with a writer's room and they're bringing in scripts or whatever from the outside, that's another beast. I also don't know how easy it is to make changes to AI-generated writing. So, but that's it's something I don't want to be talking about, but it's really hard to avoid right now. It's just so hard to avoid. What are you looking for?
Nothing.
Nothing's always something.
Nothing.
You're flipping around there. It's making me think you're trying to find something. Now, since you said you were going to be doing another stream already 17 minutes ago.
Did I?
Yeah, you did. Until you were like, what do you mean my clock's wrong? Now do you realize why I was in such a hurry to try to get the errands done?
Well, we are at the 2-hour mark. I mean, we should probably think about who to raid.
Yes, we should. Now, you still haven't told me. You're gonna do the art stream tonight, so there's no diggy for me today. Maybe tomorrow. I'm just gonna keep hounding you until you can actually stick to a schedule, or at least build a schedule that one of us can stick to. So that when people tune in, they know that at least one of us will be here.
Okay.
Well, because when I talk to people who watch streamers, that is their biggest complaint, is consistency. Either because they can't see all the streams and they don't do like what you do, which is you make the streams available elsewhere later, or they said they were going to stream at 5 o'clock on Friday and they did not stream at 5 o'clock on Friday with not even a note saying why they weren't streaming at 5 o'clock on Friday. I mean, yeah, people have emergencies and stuff like that, but some people, it's like...
Some people, everything's an emergency.
And, yeah. So... And I mean, the unexpected bean streams, that's something else entirely. You know what I mean? That's just because we were having a conversation and it seemed like it was worth sharing, so we do it. Who knows? Maybe it wasn't worth sharing, but... It is what it is. So what time are you going to come back tonight? For those who are listening.
Give me about 2 hours. So, like 4:30, maybe 5 o'clock.
Why are you looking at me? It's not gonna. You're gonna do it whenever you want to do it.
Something like that.
Pick.
How about we'll do that?
Eastern, just in case they forgot.
Eastern
what time zone.
Standard Time.
Yeah. So find somebody to raid.
We're going to raid Ulifi.
Raided McRaid. Thank you, everybody who came along today.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. I have to click something soon, don't I?
We're going. Yay! Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go.